And greetings, everybody. Keith here. Hoping everybody's having a good day, enjoying life, living life, loving life. Want to remind you, everybody hit that like, share, and subscribe. There's a PayPal link down below to share any love, get me out of this mental institution here. And of course, StreamYard link is there for anybody that wants to come visit on the panel. How you doing tonight, John?
Well, if it's mental, I'm glad to be here. Because this is the right kind of mental, you know?
Absolutely, absolutely. This is the mental course. We're gonna instruct you on how to be mental and be able to realize the real eyes with your real eyes. We're gonna get started in this thing with some more of these clips on interactions with people and what to think about them. So thank God John's here with me again to help put in his view on these things. And we're going to get started with, if I can find it here. There we go. Is this woman right? The chivalry is in fact dead. What happened to the days men offered women their seats? And before we even get into this, I want to point something out. You know, this is a Metro bus, and she's got her camera pointing at a guy that supposedly isn't going to give up his seat when there's an empty seat right fucking next to him. So she's, first of all, complaining about no seats when there's obviously a seat.
Is this not what women have been fighting for? Equality, screaming at the top of their lungs their independence. So why do you need a man to get up and give you a seat? You should have been there on time like a man to find your own seat. Or do we get to nitpick and choose when men are supposed to respect us or nitpick our equality? Is it not weird that she's randomly recording strangers on the subway? Because if a man were to do this, he'd be looked at as a creep or a pedo. And the reality is, taught men that there's no good answer. And what I mean by that is if this man gets up and gives you a seat at any point and looks in your direction maybe the wrong way, he's considered a creep. If he gets up and maybe his arm sweeps against your leg, he can be looking at sexual harassment charges.
Okay, guys, what do you think about it? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget subscribe. Watch this.
What do you think?
Well, it's just sad that some people have to have the front row, have to have the first parking space. You know, I would never do that. I just take whatever God gives me. I'm happy.
Absolutely. And that's, you know, I wanted to point out with this video particularly, you know, it seems like some people just aren't happy with what God gives them. Now, though it might seem reasonable, logical, why colored people might rise up and create a civil rights movement, it might seem reasonable and logical that women would up and do the same thing. But in fact, if you learned your history, you'd find out the Civil War wasn't about slavery. Again, it was about the intercourse and international trade for the Mississippi River and that Gulf port, and how to bring that to a better control rather than the heathens down south being able to take control of that port and have their own little admiralty maritime jurisdiction, if you know what I mean. So along the rights of women's feminist movements, you know, just like she said, you wanted those rights. But are you willing to say, now that you're equal to men, that you should be playing in the same sports? A very particular arena that you should have been thinking about long ago. Same with the employment. See, you think you want to come out and get jobs, but I don't see anybody out on the oil rigs. I don't see you out there doing the hard manual labor jobs like concrete and pavement jobs. Sure, you might be standing at a corner in the hot sun waving a flag, or sitting in a truck running traffic 2 miles down on a one lane traffic thing, playing flagman, something like that. But you're not doing the hard manual labor, right? The very thing that built this infrastructure, you didn't do as women. and you wouldn't do as women. The reason that we have this infrastructure is because man wanted to make it convenient for women. And when man made it convenient for women, they thought they had more than what they were supposed to get. We gave them an inch, they took a mile. Now you want your mile and even more, and yet you want to exclude people and pick and choose, just like this lady said. You have to understand, if you want full rights, you better understand what you're getting into first and foremost before you start crying wolf. Go ahead, Russ. Greetings.
Greetings. I'm glad I didn't miss visiting hour at the local mental institute.
Absolutely.
Hope everybody's doing well.
We are well. We are well.
Good, good.
Yeah.
The next one I got.
Those people, whoever they are, don't appreciate what goes into things. You know, they just take it for granted.
Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about. People, I did a video here not too long ago about gratitude. And people that live their life without gratitude are the ones that are screaming for rights, because they don't understand the position on maintaining your rights comes from faith, gratitude, and your responsibility to stick to that. And so we grow up in these silver spoon-fed homes thinking the money and commerce is the way we're supposed to live, and that we're supposed to have everything in life. No, that's the competition. That's the test. That is the test. So this next one, we got some police doing their due diligence in investigating criminals by making great discernment. Check this one out.
For a second.
Recommended crime?
Well, I don't know. Where are you coming from?
I don't answer questions.
Okay.
Am I being detained?
How old are you?
I don't answer questions.
Okay, come here.
Am I being detained?
Yes, you are.
What crime have I committed?
Doesn't know the first thing about him. So he doesn't answer questions. So the first thing he's going to do is detain him. Detain him because he won't answer questions. This is what we're talking about. I ask these people questions, and they won't answer the question. And they're simple questions, not accusatory or nothing. And they refuse to answer. And yet, if we don't answer, which we don't have to, they're going to arrest us. This is the problem with the basic obligation of public service. They don't understand how these communication lines are supposed to work. It's important to start learning this stuff, folks. I hope you're paying attention.
Sit down.
Well, you tell me why we got a call for you guys.
We were just walking. We didn't do nothing. For what? This is a public sidewalk. What have you investigated?
Okay, you're not going to tell me how to do my job and my law.
Well, you're not doing it right because I committed no crime.
How old are you?
I'll answer questions.
You're like juvenile me, right?
What crime have I committed?
Oh, you're already in handcuffs. Perfect. How old are you?
I'll answer questions.
All right. There you go.
So we have two people being arrested because they don't answer questions. When the fuck did this become Nazi Germany? Again, we are becoming Hitler's willing executioners, people.
Under arrest.
For what?
Pushing curfew. You look like you're underage.
What a fox!
The officers check the men's ID and find that they are both of legal age.
So far?
Oops. Well, either way, oops. Either way, oops.
I don't like any of them.
I don't like you either. Who are you servicing?
America, thank
Yeah, we're not here to like you. And your job isn't to like us. Your job is to be big boys and girls and know right from wrong and have the moral ethics to be able to discern true crime from your fucking hurt feelers.
Thanks you for your service at Costco.
America doesn't thank you for your service. You're a disgrace.
You want to hang out here for a second?
Why?
Because I want to talk to you for a second.
Recommended crime?
You want to hang out here for a second? Why? Because I want to talk to you for a second. No, that isn't an investigation because I want to talk to you for a second. You want to hang out here for a second? No. That's an illicit invitation by a cocksucker that doesn't know his fucking job. Excuse my language. What do you guys think?
I definitely agree 100%. But as you've been saying here lately, and myself as well, I think a better response back at them would obviously maybe serve us some better good in communicating with these guys. And because you notice that the guy said, "Well, I don't like you either," and I don't think it helps to further the communication if we aren't respectful.
Right, but it doesn't. He wasn't being disrespectful. He was just letting you know the truth. And I have no problem with people being blunt and honest.
But those guys, we know those guys in uniform are already ass deep in their feelers.
Right.
So.
Right. And that's why it's and I can see where you're coming from there. When you're in a particular situation, man, it's dark.
I know it.
You ain't got no weapons, no nothing on you, and these cocksuckers you already know are insane. So it's a matter of watching your own ass. So yeah, it's a little bit more. I wouldn't sit there and start fingering them and cussing at them and swearing at them like I did in court. You know, like I said, you're out in the dark and they got weapons on them and this and that. So it takes a little bit more candor, yes. So let's take a look at the next one. God dang it. They keep shutting my sound off now.
Because this is a public building. I've ever Yeah, can I speak to a supervisor? Because this is a public building. I have every right to be here just like anyone else in this building that has right to be here. The only difference is that I'm holding a camera. You pretty much knew I was recording before you came up to me, right? We're on public here. I counted at least, 15 cameras in this office here. So you didn't get my permission to take my picture, right? So why don't you feel comfortable with a camera? You have one on you. And there's cameras, like you said, there's cameras everywhere, right?
Because you could be scoping the place out the office. That's why.
But couldn't I, if don't you think, listen, I know you, I don't know if you've been a law enforcement officer for a long time or not, 20 years. So you were a journalist and now you're a law enforcement officer. So now you've been a law enforcement officer for 20 years and you're still an officer, right? You're not a supervisor or anything. So you're not an investigator or anything. But I would say that just, I'm not a law enforcement officer, but I would say if somebody wanted to scope out the place to do harm or commit a crime, I would suspect that they would do so in secret.
Absolutely. Absolutely. One of the best points that we can make in this stuff is, listen, man, I'm out here.
Sort of how they operate, huh? In secret.
Yeah, I'm out here in public. I'm in plain view. You're the ones that go behind closed doors. And as long as you go behind those closed doors and provide your privity, that's great, because that's what you're supposed to do. You ain't got any privity here. Okay? And that's one of the first things that we should be letting them know is when it comes down to it, you trying to make terrorists of American people because of your inept, incompetent, and immature emotional aspect that you carry with you all day. I don't care why, because I do know it's a dangerous job. But just because it's a dangerous job doesn't mean you get to be a coward and use that as an excuse and take it out on innocent people. For damn fucking sure. And then use them as an excuse of why you're afraid. Fucking pathetic.
I swear.
They never come around to you.
Dude, I tell you, they looked for my car. There he is, right behind me.
Following you?
Yep.
Yeah. Definitely following
you. And I definitely got that one.
He's spinning the block, too. For what? This is mental. Would he just come back around?
He's harassing me. I'm sorry, Caleb. I will take you to the hospital, literally, dude, just as quick as I possibly can. What?
She's trying to take this guy to the hospital, it sounds like. And this cop is harassing her.
Seriously. Dude, can't do it, man. I can't. And look, right there the motherfuckers are, and they fucking hate me, I swear.
And this is just a short clip. This gal has all kinds of stuff where it shows them tailing her and everything. This is getting ridiculous. This is terrorism by the very people that are claiming the people of the community are terrorists. Sickening. 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 Oh, this is great.
To seeing me as your pilot, do you immediately think like, oh, I'm glad I see him? Or
what did I say?
I believe you see a black pilot at this time. You're wondering, hey, is this the right guy? This, that, the other. My question is,
you're close. All right, let me tell you exactly what I said.
Sure,
okay. So this was in response, first and foremost, to United Airlines saying that half of all their new pilots that they're going to hire are going to be women or people of color. So then I said, boy, if I see a black pilot, I'm now going to wonder, is that individual qualified? Were they selected because of their race, comma, but that's not who I am, but this makes me think this way. And I stand.
So, how do you feel about those civil rights and feminist rights? That now the activists that are pushing this kind of stuff are pushing that in order to be fair, we have to change the qualifications of who we hire by making sure we include other people, not based on their skill, not based on their training or education, but more so on their skin color and their gender.
Yeah, I mean, it's just
shows the insaneness.
Yeah, it's too hard-headed, Keith, of a movement, and then it's unfair. Think about it. Someone with merit doesn't get the job because they're not a woman.
Exactly, and that's what's cutting the true people that have the qualifications to do this stuff. Not only is it cutting them out, but across the board, it lowers the value of the service, because now you've got service people in there that aren't valuated properly, and so they bring a lower service rep, and so now they have to start lowering prices just to be competitive. You know, all kinds of things happen through this kind of shit.
High levels of waste.
Yep.
And completely by that statement.
Okay.
Secondly, let me just finish.
Yeah, sorry.
DEI and affirmative action, what it does is it lowers the merit, it lowers the threshold of standards, and increases things that do not matter, such as skin color. A more important question to ask me is, Charlie, do you believe that black pilots can be qualified? Of course, any individual can be qualified.
I become a...
And that's what they should be qualified on. They should be qualified on their skill, not by positive... what he saw it call it was what do you call it? Positive what? Positive not affirmation.
Oh shit, I forgot, Keith.
Yeah, I didn't catch it either.
Yeah, brain fart. Let's listen to it again though, because it's a good one. We've got to understand that when we put value in things, we have to understand what that value is and where it's being displaced.
Pilot, let's say I'm your pilot, you see me, I want to know your reaction to seeing me as your pilot. Do you immediately think like, oh, I'm glad I see him? Or
what did I say?
I believe you see a black pilot at this time. You're wondering, hey, is this the right guy? This, that, the other. My question is,
you're close. All right, let me tell you exactly what I said.
Sure,
okay. So this was in response, first and foremost, to United Airlines saying that half of all their new pilots that they're going to hire are going to be women or people of color. So then I said, boy, if I see a black pilot, I'm now going to wonder, is is that individual qualified? Were they selected because of their race? Comma, but that's not who I am, but this makes me think this way. And I stand completely by that statement. Okay. Secondly, let me just finish.
Yeah, sorry.
DEI and affirmative action, what it does is it lowers the merit.
Affirmative action, that's what I was talking about. The affirmative action, that's leave no child behind. It's the same thing. They're lowering the merits of everything by saying, well, they can't achieve that much on a grand scale, so we're going to lower the merits and hold no child back. That's exactly what they did, and that's affirmative action. And if you understand that, it's telling you they're dumbing you down. They're dumbing you down. Wrong one.
Go solar for.
Yeah, you can say that. You guys understand this?
I have no idea.
You guys understand what's going on here? This gal is in a Planet Fitness men's locker room. And this is the same thing, ladies. See, you pick and choose. If this was a man in a woman's locker room getting video of his woman, it wouldn't matter. He'd be a pervert. And she'd be supporting that pervert. Why is it not wrong for a woman to go into a men's restroom or men's locker room? Why is it they're just blatantly allowed? You think you're fucking privileged? You fought for feminist rights, and now you think you're privileged? You think that's what... See, that's what shows you're fucking confused. Caitlyn Jenner out there crying because nobody wants her. Because everybody knows she's a fucking dude. Get out of your fucking insanity. Quit trying to impose it on everybody else. Fucking psychotic motherfuckers.
So this man, Josh, was on a break from work, decided to grab a workout at Planet Fitness, and when he was done, he went to take a shower before going back to work. When he walked in the locker room, he saw this woman sitting on a bench in front of his locker, filming those two guys. This made him and everyone in there very uncomfortable. So he went and told the front desk, and the staff did nothing. So he went back in, pretended to take a video flexing, so he had some evidence. As he was walking out, some words were exchanged, and he got in a shoving match with those two guys. He called the police, they came, they made a case, and he's going to press charges. No man or woman should ever have to feel uncomfortable in their locker room, changing, showering, or whatever they have to do. As soon as he told the front desk, the staff should have kicked those three out immediately. Planet Fitness, you need to do better.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Some women were asking.
This is one of those things where you can lose your business over this stuff, folks. You got a good business going? I can only imagine you should have a good head on your shoulders and know what's good for business. And when you let psychotic people in your business, that ain't good for your business. If you're letting psychotic people in your business to do this shit, and you let them get away with it and think it's okay, you're psychotic.
How about public office? They show up there too, Keith.
Yeah. Shouldn't be doing that. A little bit of humor.
Probably told them to be quick.
I love mimes and clowns. I'm just saying.
This is a friendly reminder. I haven't been back in a minute. When you are done with the weight you are using, you are legally contracted to erect them when you are done. Please erect all your weights when you are done using them. Thank you.
I guess I didn't watch that one first.
Boy.
But that is a lot of problems with public accommodations. No matter what kind of business it is, people take on these businesses and think that the customers are going to be A1 customers. They're not. They're lazy fuckers that can't do this kind of shit for themselves. That's why you have to have rules that say you have to replace the weights, because they won't do it on their own. They don't have the basic ethic of just doing what's responsible by knowing, hey, if somebody else wants to use that and I got it from that place, I'm supposed to put it back in that place so they can use it instead of having to traipse all around the gym trying to look for it. Yeah, you know, we should have learned those basic things when we were kids growing up with mom and dad. But again, I think a lot of that goes to the wayside because the destruction of the family and other things get in the way, like school sports and stuff, and being fed by a silver spoon. And so we end up with people that grow up thinking they're privileged. Let's see here.
Because if they do, some of the things you guys don't know is like on the front lines in Ukraine, they don't key up a bow thing, because if they do, artillery immediately hits them. You can turn it on, but as soon as you key it up, everybody knows that you're there. And I know right now in your mind, you're saying to me, outlaw, who has that if it's an American problem? I just found out about an hour ago that there's a little piece this big. It costs $10,000. You can buy it right now. And I can tell you exactly where your frequency is coming from. So it is a problem. It is a thing that you have to be worried about. So let's go over some of the reasons why the Beartooth is so much better than what most Americans have. Some of the things you.
So basically what he's saying, you got to understand, they can ping any signal. What do you think your IP address is? They can ping any signal, guys. If you think you're not being tracked, you're wrong. The system itself automatically tracks you. Okay? Just know that. And if you know that, and you know that you're doing good things, then you shouldn't have to worry about it, right? It's only the people that are doing nefarious things that have to worry about what they do as an input into these systems. That's why I have no problem telling people to fuck off, because I know the basics of it. In this communication, there's not really anything they can get me for. I'm not a terrorist. Just because I use some foul language and call people names doesn't mean a fucking thing. So when it comes to the communications and everything, it's a matter of making sure that anything that I write in emails is, like I said, concise, so that points can't be misconstrued. Does that make sense? I mean, that's that. If you want equity, you must first bring equity. So you got to know what you're doing before you go doing it, so you don't cause problems. That's the basic root of that equity maxim.
Well, that's the reason I choose to act a certain type of way out here on the internet, is because I look at everything as a record, and kind of goes back to the old saying, if you ain't got anything good to say, don't say anything at all. So very careful in my movement forward. So
absolutely.
That is not a lie.
It is a lie.
Yeah.
Show me.
Research.
Show me.
The research
Show it to me then.
that we have from the Washington Post, that
The Washington
facilitated
Post
study.
debunked
There's
that
also
nonsense.
There's also research.
He also said this
Sheriff,
time.
There's also research.
He continues.
A Harvard professor that also showed that black people are treated more aggressively by police officers.
No, you are
than others.
wrong in your interpretation of that Harvard study because I read the study. That's not what he said. He said he was surprised to find
that in shootings of the most severe in shootings that he found no evidence that there was a difference. That is not a lie.
It is a lie.
Yes.
Show me.
Research.
Show me.
The research
Show
that
it to me
we have from the Washington Post. That
the Washington
facilitated
Post
study.
debunked
There's
that
also
nonsense.
There's also research.
He also said this
Sheriff,
time.
There's also research.
He continues.
A Harvard professor that also showed that black people are treated more aggressively by police officers.
No, you are
than others.
wrong in your interpretation of that Harvard study because I read the study. That's not what he said. He said he was surprised to find
that in shootings of the most severe in shootings that he found no evidence that there was a difference.
Wait, did this idiot just debunk himself? He just said that there was more severity in black, and now he's saying they said there was no difference. This is the problem with not knowing how to keep the truth straight. Okay? You do your research, but you only do it half-ass. And that's why we have all these people that think they know things, and they don't. That's against the law. You can't record me, and you didn't have my permission. The insanity is just too much sometimes. But that's how we get it, and that's how we end up with people in all these positions. And I'm not going to say this guy's a total idiot either, because a lot of these people, they're puppets. These media people, these media sources and stuff, they're puppets. Ain't nobody got their hand up my ass telling me what to say.
Oh, they just seem to create more solutions than we have problems.
Oh yeah, and you put them to work to find a solution, and I'll be damned if they don't legislate out plastic straws so you can use paper straws and plastic wraps instead of plastic straws and paper wraps.
One is, do you believe in the First Amendment and freedom of speech? Just because it's critical to the next question.
Well, it's probably leading the questioner, but you bring it on. Yeah, I believe in the First Amendment.
Okay, yeah, I just assumed so. And the second question is, do you believe CRT should be banned in states because of that? Obviously, banning speech is a very risky thing to do.
I know exactly where your question's coming from. Do you think we should teach eugenics in schools?
No.
Okay, so that would be banning speech, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so bad ideas should be banned and not taught to kids.
Okay. Oh,
pretty plain and concise, right? I mean, again, like I said, if we're going to be knowledgeable creatures, then why are we censoring things? If you want to censor something, it would be something like "fuck you" to your children. But even then, I've noticed you go around not making it such a big deal, and the children don't pay attention to it because they don't get any attention out of it. It's when you make it a big deal and they get attention for it that they start doing it on purpose just to piss you off and get that attention. You have to start thinking about how things are happening in our lives so we can learn from it and help others teach their children how and work around that kind of stuff.
Hi.
This is the boldest UFC fighter. Look at the behavior he allows himself. He grabs fighters by the back of the neck, yells at them, refuses to shake hands, and intimidates everyone before the fight. He even dismisses the universally respected Glover Teixeira. And then he met Magomed Ankalaev, who was not going to tolerate such behavior. A scuffle in the octagon nearly ended in scandal. Kutalaba tried to trick the Dagestani by pretending he was seriously hit during the first exchange. But the problem was that not only did Ankalaev believe it and rush to finish him off, but the referee also believed it and decided to stop the fight. The Moldovan was furious and demanded a rematch right there and then. A year later, he got it, but the modest Russian taught the bully respect. After falling to a knockdown, the cocky fighter asked for more.
That piston-like left hand of Goliath.
Went down that time.
This is the bold.
Went down that time. I don't know why I watched that one. I'm just going through and checking some out here. I don't have anything lined up for him, so I hope you enjoyed it, though.
I was taken out of gym class to sit down
Here's a good one.
with two adults for what turned out to be a very uncomfortable talk. I was told that people were complaining about the words on my shirt, that my shirt was making some students feel unsafe. They told me that I wasn't in trouble, but it sure felt like I was. I was told that I would need to remove my shirt before I could return to class. When I nicely told them that I didn't want to do that, they called my father. Thankfully, my dad supported my decisions and came to pick me up. What did my shirt say? 5 simple words. There are only 2 genders.
Pretty sad. When a 10-year-old understands this concept well enough that adults say, no, you can't do that. This is the same thing as that story about the 6-year-old boy. He was 6 when I knew him, but back when he was in preschool or high school or kindergarten or whatever, they had the little table with the flip up top and it had a bunch of holes in it with different shapes. And so the teacher came along, took all the shapes out of everybody's little thing and told them, put them back in the box. So he picked his lid up, put them all back in the box and shut the thing. The teacher says, no, you can't do that. The kid understood the concept of putting the things in the box. That's all it takes. This kid understands the concept that there's only 2 genders. That's all it takes. By adults telling him, no, you can't do that, I guarantee you, this man is probably going to be a main speaker on the forefront of every platform he reaches as he grows up, the same way I did, listening to adults and their insanity and speaking out against it. I hope he does a good job.
Nothing harmful, nothing threatening, just a statement I believe to be a fact. I have been told that my shirt was targeting a protected class. Who is this protected class? Are their feelings more important than my rights? I don't complain when I see pride flags and diversity posters hung throughout the school. Do you know why? Because others have a right to their beliefs just as I do. Not one person, staff, or student told me that they were bothered by what I was wearing. Actually, just the opposite. Several kids told me that they supported my actions and that they wanted one too. I was taken out of gym class to sit down with 2 adults.
Amazing how we seem to be going to Hitler's willing executioners against our own children.
The things of this world will never satisfy. The wealth, the fame.
Hello, how are you?
Don't speak to me. I'm just here to listen.
I'm not allowed to speak to you?
Not at all. I'm just here to listen.
Okay. America's the greatest country ever to exist.
And so it's Wakanda.
But that's not a place.
They tried to make me into a but I'm here to observe and listen.
No, I'm just trying to get some free hot dogs.
Yeah. This is not a joke.
What's up?
You didn't even come over here and make it a joke. It's not.
It's a joke to me because I'm not listening.
Where do you see free hot dogs at? Don't make it a joke.
You making it about me. Listen, I'm not.
The left will eat their own. Hello, how are you?
Did you see what happened there? Both of these two getting into it. That's how the division works. It will pin you against each other. You better start paying attention, folks.
Here we go. I can't do it. How'd you do that? One more try. One more try.
Holy cow.
That is so weird. Damn. Here we go.
That's a lot of power there, boys.
Sounds like it.
Lawyer's reaction.
Beeps. Greg checks him, but look at all this space in front of him.
Yo, why you do that, clown? Why you do that? Why you running my ass blowing your horn? We got fucking
problem, kid.
In most cases, if you rear-end someone, you're responsible, unless the other party does something negligent or reckless, like brake check you to scare you or even cause an accident, which makes the pickup truck liable for these damages.
Yep.
Just 50 students march through Origins High School chanting death to Israel and kill the Jews. In addition, an independent investigation found that a teacher who teaches global history was told by a student, quote, "I wish you were killed." Another student called her, quote, "a dirty Jew." And the student said he wished Hitler could have hit more Jews, including her. What disciplinary actions have been taken against those students who chanted death to Israel at Origins High School and against the student who harassed with anti-Semitic slurs that teacher?
Two things. First of all, when we've done our investigation, we have found no evidence that there was any movement through the hall saying death to the Jews. We looked at, and I treat that very, very seriously. That was reported in the papers. We have found no evidence that that actually happened.
So here we have somebody trying to incite. You understand that? We have somebody trying to incite. And this is somebody that's trying to influence people by doing so. She is a regular influence.
We have found a wide range, deeply troubling anti-Semitic things that have happened at Origins High School. This is the one case that has troubled me the most.
50 students march.
We have to be very careful again, folks, about this censorship and what we're doing with it. We have to understand that this public school system is an indoctrination camp and is full of all kinds of ideologies. And they're going to go out there and they're going to do this. So if you want to censor your children to keep them safe and bring them up in rights, then I believe you should be doing that yourself at home. Sending our children out to these public education systems where all this stuff gets mingled into their mind while they're trying to learn, and then they don't even teach them what they're supposed to be learning, that's a large part of the problem. The base foundation of raising our children is becoming a mix of insanities. Everywhere we go, it's insanity.
Go ahead and get the fuck out of my office.
This is not it, guys. I did not buy this. So, but their storage lock was still on it, which is funny. It wasn't tampered with. This is going to be a fun one to figure out.
You know that unit's empty?
The safe's gone.
No, I'm not accusing it. It's a simple matter of facts. You just called me a joke?
I did. Did I stutter?
Thank you. I have not cussed one time. You have called me stupid. You have cussed at me. I just want my money back. Wow. Wow. You have no idea what you just brought down on this property. She's got my money. She refuses to give it here. Her lock was on it. It's right there. We're leaving. They have my cash.
Nobody's doing nothing wrong.
See, when you do these storage auctions, they're supposed to take their lock with them when you buy the unit and you put your lock on there. When they go ahead and do their auctions in such a speed and say, well, we'll have you come back later. No, you're supposed to be able to put your lock on there. You bought the unit. So when they leave their unit on there or their lock on that unit and tell you to come back some other time to unload, there's some underhanded shit going on.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
So I decided if I'm going to get a 50 caliber handgun, I would kind of go all out and get an $1,800 Smith & Wesson 500. But when I was sighting it in, I noticed something was wrong.
Whoa, that was not cool.
And just to be clear, the hammer was cocked back all the way and my finger was definitely off the trigger. So I fired a few more rounds, making sure to hold the hammer down for a few seconds with my thumb, which was working until I went to record my video.
It's fun. I'll say that much.
Yeah. It's fine, all right.
And again, I've owned revolvers before. It was cocked all the way down and my finger was definitely still off the trigger. So what had happened is when this special model was tuned, the sear was over polished and the hammer was not locking down properly. And this is just a great example of why the firearm safety rules are important.
Yep, that's me.
Be careful with them guns, folks, especially them big ones.
That one there looked a little dangerous.
Let's see. This one says NBA young boy had court today. The judge giving him some leeway.
All rise. Court for the First Judicial District of the State of Utah and for the County of Cass is now in session. The Honorable Judge Spencer P. Walt is presiding. You may be seated.
All right, good morning.
Oh my God, what the fuck? What a lead-in. Just to get a short clip in.
Watch this
get a
before you
view.
scroll.
Something to get a view. That was fucked up.
Women divorce men 70 to 80% of the time. I would argue in relationships, it's probably similar. Men aren't leaving, women are. So to a guy's point of view, he's going to commit to this girl. And what does he get? He doesn't get purity anymore. You know, these hoes. He doesn't get youth anymore. So he doesn't get either of those things. A lot of times she already has a kid. So he's not fulfilling his mating strategy. On top of that, even if he does find a good woman that maybe has the qualities he's looking for, she was going to want him to marry her, right? And what does he get out of that? Oh, she can leave and take half and take my kids. And she's paid to take my kids away from me. She gets more money if she takes my children. Mm-hmm. And so from the men's point of view, they're just kind of like, F it, because like women aren't wives nowadays. And what do they get out of it? But like men are logical.
Okay, guys, thank you.
You understand, ladies? You better quit feeling you're so goddamn privileged and think everything is owed to you. It isn't. And guys that keep pushing this shit with them, you're doing it to yourself as well. Quit being fucking beta cucks. You're fucking men. Act like it. You're supposed to protect and lead them. Why the fuck are they leading you?
Officer arrested this man because this police officer pulled his gun out on him. But this lady got it on camera.
When did you start recording?
Pulled your gun
When I pulled my gun out on him?
Yeah.
But the lady refused to give up her evidence.
When did you start recording? When I pulled my gun out on him? Yeah, and now watch. This is how crooked these motherfuckers are.
And the police officer tried to force her to give it up.
I didn't record nothing.
Can you check that, please? Make sure you record this evidential facts, because I don't have a camera on my car and I don't have a body cam.
Well, you should.
But it's evidence. You are a potential witness.
Okay.
In a criminal matter, and
Okay.
now apparently you want to say that the police are abusing their power.
Whoa! Get out of here, man.
You're a potential witness, so now we're going to kidnap you and take everything you've got as that witness. See, that's their mentality. You're a witness, now we got you. No, they want the camera. They're afraid of the camera. They're afraid of losing their fucking job. These narcissistic motherfuckers that get caught and then think they have all the authority and power are going to use everything in their authority and power to get you. And that means physically abuse you and gang up on you. And that, if it means hauling in their friend and getting them involved in it too, yeah, almost certainly. These people hang out in beds together, folks.
Then the officer asked for her driver license because she drove her car.
Give me your driver's license and your registration.
No,
It's not a traffic stop.
You ain't. You're giving it to me because you have to.
Subscribe if you hate bad cops.
Fuck
like
you
I
ain't.
do.
You're giving it to me because
This
you
police
have
officer
to.
arrested this man.
No, you
because-
don't. No, you don't. We have to understand. These people don't know the law. They're enforcing their power and authority, and that they want to do what they want to do and get a paycheck for it. They're not following the law, and they're not following policy, and they're certainly not following morals and ethics. They're fucking heathens.
He assaulted a pregnant woman by hitting her in the face
We have it all on video, so
Okay.
if you
Yeah,
want to
you
see
got
it.
it.
They grabbed our camera.
So what's going on?
They told us to come in, so we go in. They start screaming at us. She runs up, grabs the camera. She has the camera like in her hands, so I like block her from grabbing it.
Okay.
And then now she's trying to say I hit her, which we have it all on video,
Okay.
so like I didn't hit shit.
Okay.
He's deaf. He can help us sign if need be.
Okay.
He said he does have it recorded. Yeah, they told us to go in there too. They said go talk to Steve, so I went in there to talk to Steve, and then they freaked out. Look at her blatantly lying.
She's a liar. What happened?
Yeah. They attacked him. They grabbed the camera. They pushed him in the back.
We were flagged down by state fair staff about a possible assault.
How about an assault on them? They literally pushed us in the back. That's why we don't go to fairs, man. Every time.
Is he looking at a screen or?
Yeah, he's
a screen.
recording.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just didn't understand why he wasn't looking up.
Well, he's deaf, so.
Yeah, I understand that now. What led to them grabbing you?
We just walked in there after they told us to come in there.
Okay.
Then they grabbed us. Can we go though, or?
No, not yet. You're being detained. Yep.
No, you're being detained. See, these guys are tourists or something, and not part of the actual business thing. So when it comes down to business, they're going to protect the business people. And so when it comes down to these incidents like this, you're detained, and they're going to discuss it with the business. Fucking pathetic. If you haven't caught on yet, again, like I said earlier, we've got to quit condensing so deeply and heavily in these communities. It gets so condensed. People have no elbow room. And that's part of the problem. If you can't get along in a close-knit society, then you don't belong there.
So Chief Blanchard went to the men's warehouse.
So this is like weaponized corporate law. You know, it's weaponized school systems, weaponized healthcare system, if you will. I mean, it's just nasty. Everything.
Yeah, it's weaponized with insanity.
Personal fitted suit with our taxpayers' money. Y'all know that? Now, of course not, because they're not going to let you know that, but I have the documents and I can show y'all. So in case y'all didn't know this, Texas Administrative Code Rule 5.57 makes him accountable. He's supposed to incorrect these discrepancies and apply the law. The law says, Penal Code 3902, abuse of official capacity, misuse of government property is a Class A misdemeanor. Your boss committed a Class A misdemeanor. Will you arrest him? You can answer the question, and I can show you the documents. Will you do it? Shame on you, Joe. Vote for him to be fired, and you get my back. Ram! I never had a problem with you, Ram. I don't care about all your dirty laundry and baby mamas you have that are 16 years old. Doesn't bother me a bit. But when it comes to defending us, you should be doing it. We expect you to fire this man. And I'm not talking 3 days from now, 10 days from now. So Chief Blanchard went to the men's warehouse. And
this guy has the same attitude as me. You know, when it comes to communications, and you know those communications, and you know somebody in your ranks is bad, and yet you keep them on. That shows a lack of communication, a lack of willingness to do anything about the communication. And again, they're the obligated party to us, we the people. And yet they refuse to do it. Those people are not viable for office. They don't fucking belong there. Quit voting them in.
I wonder what would happen if we ever said that to a cop or a judge. You're here to protect me or serve the public. What would they do, you know?
Oh, yeah, that's what I bring up at the city council meeting. If it weren't for we the people, you wouldn't have a damn job to begin with. You better start paying attention. I have no problems with it. And they sit there and look at me like, oh.
They were arresting this homeless man. This officer couldn't handle the silence as this bystander started to film them.
You good? You okay? Can I help you? Would you like to be part of this too? Can I get your ID? May I have your ID? You want to be part of this too? Do me a favor, can you move so you're not in my space?
See these fucking idiots? You see how fucking immature they are? To try to push their bravado? Machismo? Guy with his hair all slicked over? and the glasses that change their tint as you go inside? You want to be a part of this? You want to move over there so you can get out of my space? These people are fucking ignorant. When are we going to stop putting up with it?
You're impeding my investigation because I got to focus on you and him at the same time.
Because I got to focus on you and him at the same time. No, you don't. I'm sitting here peacefully recording, as I have a right to. You're the one that wants to bring me in it because you're fucking ignorant.
So either give me your ID or you can move.
That's extortion. Give me your ID or you can move. That's a threat. That's a threat.
Sir, it's not that question. It's not up for discussion. It's either ID or move. It's a lawful command. It's a lawful command. Move. Yes, it is.
Make sure my camera gets a good picture of you too.
Yeah, Freedom of Information Act can get that video. I want every fucking bit of it. Evidence of your ignorance. Wasting the money that the taxpayers put forth to pay you people to harass innocent people that have nothing to do with your stop. And you want to include them in it because they're asserting their right to record to make sure that you are held accountable. And this is the way you act on that camera. Not very accountable. Great job, folks.
Good job.
While they were arresting.
Hey guys, look at that balance beam. I'm gonna go try it.
Oh, this is, I gotta watch this simply because it's one of those electric unicycles.
Oh god. Okay. First one I got.
I might have to try that.
That was fun.
Yeah, I might
When
have
I
to
watched
try
the
that.
body camera, I was shocked.
Oh, here we got to delete laws. You guys still with me? What do you think about delete laws?
Delete laws, Keith?
Yeah, Chile. Have you heard of Chile?
Oh, yeah.
They got him down here. They railroaded him, and he's looking at 6 months. And that's pathetic. I mean, granted, people see that he lost the case, but he's at least standing up for what's right. Because these people are wrong in what they're doing, period. In every sense of the word. So I don't care who's doing the audits or anything. Anybody that wants to call them frauditors, whatever. Yeah, it might be a grift somewhere, but that's why I said I'm not going after them anymore. See, I'm not going to monetize my channel. You guys can donate if you want. I always appreciate it. That's for damn sure. They come in very, very far and few in between. But hey, I'm not doing it for money. I'm not doing it for anything other than to learn. In my learning, I'm expressing it so others can learn because I understand now inherently that is the more important right. Your right to know. I already know it, and if it comes to spur of the moment, I'm sure I can handle myself. So you guys are the ones that need to start learning this stuff so you can stand for yourself.
And I was appalled. I did not. Come on, bro. Bro.
Oh yeah, this is where you slammed him on the ground.
No, sir, I understand. You understand. Respectfully.
Former Deputy Williams' supervisor was also on the scene, and the two had a conversation.
A log was hitting the window of my face.
The suspect attempted to talk to former Deputy Williams and to interject himself into the conversation on multiple occasions. In response to one of those times, former Deputy Williams grabbed the man by the shoulders and threw him to the ground with sufficient force that he was rendered unconscious after his chin hit the asphalt. Deputy Williams stood over the man as he lay motionless and yelled at him.
Tell you what, push.
Yeah, now you're a real big man, aren't you? You're going to yell at him after you throw him down and knock him out. Yeah, a harmless man that's in cuffs. You're going to throw him down and be a big badass. You fucking cowards.
Is this why cops talk like the WF wrestlers?
Yeah. They're nothing but fucking cowards. And they've got to put on a show. So they make it the best they can. And when they get loud and violent, people pay attention. Oh my God, who's hurting that poor man?
This guy was holding a sign on the side of the road. Then this cop pulled over acting high and mighty. But he messed with the wrong guy because this man is an absolute legend. And knowing his rights, he dismissed the cop in the best possible fashion.
You're not soliciting, are you?
I am soliciting. I am absolutely 100% soliciting, and I embrace it. It doesn't matter. Shut up and go on. Shut up and go on. Have a nice day. Shut your mouth and go on. Before you make a fool of yourself, go on. Before you make a fool of yourself and do something stupid, get back in your car and go on your way.
You don't tell me what to do.
You don't tell me what to do. Excuse me? Actually, we do. Actually, we do. You're the obligated party, and we the people, the ones you are obligated to. So yeah, we do tell you what to do.
Understand me? You do not.
Get back in your car and go. If your ordinance doesn't override the Constitution, come get your boy before he makes a mistake. Get your boy and get him out of here.
That's not the way it works, pal.
Get your boy and get him out of here, please, before he makes a mistake and gets himself in trouble.
Do not tell me to shut up and get out of here.
Shut up and get out of here. I just did it again. Shut him up. Get out of here. Shut up.
That's not the way this works. Watch.
Shut up. Shut up. Go. And yes, I am soliciting goodwill and compassion for the homeless vets.
This guy was holding a sign.
And he is absolute beast. Absolute beast.
Didn't expect her to go nuts.
Oh. Did that brighten your day?
Won't do that again.
Yeah.
Into the.
You better watch who you're messing around with out there doing them TikToks and shit, guys.
What does this say right here? Read it.
Check out certified. You got a
Read this. Oh, I got a bounty. Come in my Walmart anytime. This is my Walmart. Read that last one for me.
accident free.
I'm ready. This is my territory.
Caliente cartel. You ever heard of it?
Have you heard of the fucking Walmart veteran cartel?
Can
we go to aisle 13 and settle it? All right. Hold on.
Okay.
That's your exact car right there.
We're really gonna dangle you off the roof like Vanilla Ice in this bitch. Play with me.
Are you Shook Knight?
Hey, you scared, bro?
Yeah, a little bit. Of course I mean, he did threaten to dangle me off the balcony. Should I not be a little afraid? You know what I'm saying? You know, I spent 2 years in prison, so I see the danger. Yeah.
That means you fucking get caught in your bullshit, ain't it? You got caught.
Damn, bro. That guy's been fucked in every hole. You've never been fucked? See, exactly. I'm way more G than you, bro. I'm way more gangster than you. You snitched. Hey, you snitched. That's how you got out of your bit, bro. I took that shit serious.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Yeah, he definitely snitched. Oh my. Some of this stuff is just, oh man, the insanity. Oh, yeah. Watch this, folks. Repoing isn't the same as it used to be. This guy is in and out.
It starts with one thing. I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind. I designed this rhyme to explain in due time. All I know, time is a valuable thing. Watch it fly by as the pendulum swings. Watch it count down to the end of the day. The clock takes life away. It's so unreal. Didn't look out below.
and gone. Less than 30 seconds, dude. Is that amazing or what?
Hell yeah.
back in the day, they'd come up and start trying to hook up the chains and shit. You had enough time to at least go outside and try to kick them in the head. Today, they don't even have to get out of their truck.
Back in the day, if I had something like that, I'd be trying to figure out how many I can get in a night.
Exactly. I wonder if that's not one of the things over there in Dalton, Illinois for Tiffany Henyard. You know, she has a deal going with that tow truck company over there, right?
Right.
All right. Well, listen, folks, I think that's going to bring us to the end of tonight's Insanity Shorts. I appreciate everybody joining me here at the Mental Asylum. I always appreciate the visitors, especially 5-Speed. You know, I love him. John was up here earlier. Appreciate it, guys. What do you got on the way out, John? Or Russ?
Just remind everybody about that popularity. Without a purpose is pointless in life. And hopefully people will be encouraged to be the change that they wish to see. And I think at some point it could be accomplished. I think, how could we possibly come together if we can't sit down respectfully and have a conversation about truth and different avenues and paths and whatnot? I think the end goal is what everybody really is looking for.
Yeah, and that's why I say, you know, if you're really looking for the end goal, but you want it by the time you're 30, you might have something a little messed up there. You know?
Yeah, right.
That's that grandeur dream of having everything you need to and then living the rest of your life as that dream. I don't think that happens, folks. Very rarely, anyway. And with that, you guys know me. I love you, but I don't give a rat's ass whether you love me back. And that's say I don't care if you hate me. I don't care if you don't respect me. That's on you. So may God bless you. And we'll see you later when we come back talking about them Lawyers Guild communists at 9 o'clock. See you then.